afternoon, traders. Hope all of you are trading with care and taking care of your health. Very short video for you today. In our trading room today, one of our traders asked me to do this pair for him. We don't normally trade it, but he trades it because he lives in Norway, I think. I hope so. And it's a very good pair, so I decided I'm going to share it with the general public. As you can see on the daily chart, we've got some impulse up, corrections, impulse up, but the main thing is that you've seen the final impulse up was retraced quite a lot. So we have made an impulse up and we have made an impulse down, and that is very, very important. Why that is important? Because when you go in the lower time frame after an impulse like that, what you're going to find is that you're going to make a correction up for more downside. So after you've got a very nice impulse like this coming down with a small correction and an impulse, what you can expect here is another correction, which is an impulse, a correction, and an impulse. This will become a bigger correction for more downside. Sometimes these corrections becomes more complex, which means not just three wave. You can get more correction like this, go more correction like this, go. It becomes a long drawn out one and then it falls, right? But it is good to trade to the upside, because if you were looking at this one, for example, after you made that impulse up, you can see that you had a move down, a correction, a move down, a correction, a move down, and then you finally go. So I don't know whether this one is going to be simple or complex, but for trading purposes, we will be looking for buy setups. So he asked me to look at it today, and we actually took the trade today in the trading room. This is their first impulse up. We've got a correction nicely back to this level. And as you can see, the forecast is that the first thing you will be looking for is for this to come back here. Now it's either going to go really fast or really slow. Sometimes it consolidates right in this zone, make a new low, then go. In this case, we will be out of the trade, right? If it makes a new low like this and drop, then it's probably going to come here and then go up. It eventually will go. If this goes up very slow, it will come back here and then go. That up move is still going to happen. I've shown you a million of, thousands of them. In my group, millions, but for those of you might have seen thousands of them if you go back to the last couple of years that I was doing this, right? And they work. So today we looked at it on the 60 minutes, and I said to him, well, you want to take the trade, there's a good entry right at this level. Put your entry here, put your stop here, and he's already in the trade. So this trade for you is already late. What you would wait for is you wait for this to make another consolidation, put an entry, put your stop, go for the trade. That is how we trade. We look for the corrections, we look for the entry, we take the trade. If we see structural change, and this is where, when I post something from you, this is where it's difficult for me, because sometimes we get structural change, which means the pattern varies from the original pattern that I'm looking at. It doesn't mean the chart will not go the way we expect it to go. It still will go. But if we see variations in the pattern, then we change the strategy, which means we come out of the trade, we look for new entries, or we allow it to go down lower and then buy again, right? Which means if this trade is to drop here tomorrow, he will be out of that trade. As a matter of fact, he might have been out of that. He might be out of that trade already, but I think he's going to keep it for the top. He would be out of that trade for positive, and we will buy again from the low going. He actually bought here, he actually bought here, and these were break-even trades for him. So the process will be repeated again. And if it's break even, the fourth time he's going to get it. He's going to give him 5 to 1, 10 to 1 sometimes. Remember, this level is just, if we stay in the correction, very likely we'll break out of this level and go up higher. So this is a very nice trade. I like it. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you understand it. Remember, trading is not that simple. It's very complicated. I hope you understand it. If you don't, send me a message. We'll figure out how to get you educated. I'm going to give you a very fast rundown on those that I've done already. I think the Ripple is going really nice so far. We did one on Ripple. That is going to be, yes, this one. And that is going really good. As you can see, if you took this trade here, you were supposed to take that trade, which is going amazing. You could have taken another trade here, which is going amazing. And this trade was originally taken here. We closed that for break even. We put it there. Once it goes up and it's coming like this, you could have taken out for break even. If you didn't take it out for break even, there is a way you can get out of that trade for break even. This is a consolidation, so I still think this will go. But if you want to get out of the trade, what you can do is allow this to come back here. It will come back. Take the trade off and put the entry here again. Right? So if it's going to, even if they're going to fall, if this is going to drop, you'll get a correction like this. So you'll get a correction like this, and then it's going to drop. So you exit the trade, and then you're going to look. Like I said, the strategy for trading these are complicated. I mean, they're complex strategy, not complicated. So I can't give you the strategies in one small video. And we don't do that. Strategies are different. They're held for our group. But I can show you certain things which might help you. I hope they do, right? So what we're still looking for this to go more. And I still think it will go. You'll probably get a deeper correction here and you'll continue to go. Let me go very fast now because we'll be running out of time. This video might be longer than usual. Cadian. Cadian is another one I gave you. And I said, you know, be careful. You can, if you took the trade here, you got out of the trade. If you took the trade here, you got out of the trade. Now it's doing this consolidation. You can see that, right? This still looks like it can come here. But right now you're in two ways. It could either go back, make a new high, and then drop, or it could drop from here. Either way. So if you're still interested in this, what you would do is you would wait for this to make a flag. I would want it to break out of this structure, let them break out, make a flag here, and then you enter the trade. Like this one, see? When it broke out of that structure, you got a flag there, you take this trade for that one. In this case, you'll take it to the low, you'll put it to positive, and you will expect it to break out. So the next trade would be this piece that we're looking for. Wait for the flag, take this trade, and then eventually you're going to get the bigger trade if it goes now. See, it will still go. The point is it will still go. Even if they make a new high, it will still go. As a matter of fact, now if you're not in the trade, you would really want this to go make a new high because now you're going to get a trade from there coming. The risk to reward would be much more amazing than anything. I also did the S&P 500. Let me bring that up pretty quick for you guys. S&P 500, where is that? Let's go. S&P 500. So S&P 500, remember what I said. Even if they go break this stop, it is going to drop. That's just the way these charts work. So if you got in the trade, the first one you wouldn't get in that went up. If you got in the trade here, which is where my traders got in, you took that off a break even, it wasn't going. If you got in the trade in the break of this today, if you got in the trade in the break of this here today, well, then you're probably putting that to break even, and you might get break even because there's a high probability now looking at the way it's behaving that we might get one more up here first. No problem with that. This could go up, make a new high here, and then we will drop. So buying it, like I said, buying here is not much of an option because you're trading a very small trade. This buying is not much of an option. The move to the upside is going to be very small. The trade you're looking for is a bigger trade when they break that top to come like this. So the trade, the risk to reward of a trade that you're going to enter here with a stop here is useless because it could just break this top and come down. It may or may not break that top before it comes. It might. We're not saying it wouldn't, but that's not the best trade. The best trade to the upside was from here, from these trades that we were taking. Now you don't want that trade. You want the trade when it starts to come down. So if you make the first attempt at the second attempt and it doesn't go, no problem. Wait for the third attempt because the third attempt will give you 10 to 1 risk to reward. I think I did also the yen dollar. Let me just show you that one very fast. I may have to do a separate video, just reviews and all the short trades that I did, so you get them. It's still the active trade. You're still looking for that trade up. So like I showed you on that day that this would break, and I said if you don't have the skill level, don't take this because it might just break that low and go back up, which is what it did. We were waiting to see whether this was going to break out to the upside. It didn't break out. It started to make some kind of a correction here, if you notice, but that didn't break out. That dropped lower. So that is okay. We're still in the correction. Wait for a flag here and you repeat the process. So this is still very much an up trade. All the trades that I posted are still very much active. Nothing has changed in those trades. So they're still very much active for the next impulse and then for bigger moves to the upside. I think that's about it. I hope you enjoy these trades. Share them with your friends. Share them with any traders you know. If you have any questions, Skype me. My Skype is in the description. Take care, trade with care, and you stay safe. I'll see all of you. Take care. Bye-bye.